Welcome back to the channel. Did you know that Texas has some of the most haunted places in America? We're about to explore the dark secrets of Texas, where the ghosts of the past haunt the present. We will travel into the calm waters of Corpus Christi Bay to explore a wartime giant with a haunted past. And we'll check out the Hotel Galvez, a grand hotel that hides a tragic love story, the remnants of a horrific hurricane, and a sinister secret. And we'll search the deep, shadowy Big Thicket forest of southeast Texas, finding a remote dirt road with a haunting legend that comes to life after the dark. This is a journey into the haunting history of Texas, where the legends are real and the shadows are alive. If you're ready to face your fears and uncover the truth, then join us as we dive into the paranormal side of the Lone Star State. We are off the beaten path. Stepping into the USS Lexington feels like time traveling through naval history. The scent of salt water, aged metal, and engine oil instantly immerses you in a maritime atmosphere. The ship, over 870 feet long, 93 feet wide, and capable of carrying 2,600 crew, is now a museum in Corpus Christi Bay, Texas. Commissioned in 1943, the USS Lexington set records as the oldest working carrier in the United States Navy until its decommissioning in 1991. During World War II, it participated in major Pacific theater operations, destroying 372 enemy aircraft in airstrikes, sinking 300,000 tons of enemy cargo, and playing a vital role in various naval engagements. The infamous Japanese broadcaster Tokyo Rose nicknamed the vessel the Blue Ghost because every time she reported that the blue-gray ship had been sunk, it reappeared to fight. It seems the USS Lexington has a few more ghosts, expanding her reputation as one of the most haunted ships today. The storied warship USS Lexington attracted tragedy like a magnet. Originally planned as a battle cruiser, her very construction was delayed by Pearl Harbor. But the Lady Lex emerged resilient, only to quickly find herself embroiled in the fierce Pacific warfare. In 1943, despite the USS Lexington's state-of-the-art radar defenses, a cunning Japanese submarine delivered a devastating blow. A torpedo exploded against her hull, ending 9 young lives too soon. By 1944, the men of the USS Lexington felt tested and ready for any challenge. Yet no amount of preparation fortified them for the fanatical, suicidal Japanese kamikazes. Wave after wave of these rocket-propelled gliders plummeted from the sky. One such kamikaze, carrying a massive bomb, successfully crashed into the very heart of the mighty carrier. The extreme damage of this single plane inflicted remains marked to this day by a Japanese flag at the precise spot it sacrificed itself, killing multiple brave sailors who died at their post. The World War II aircraft carrier holds a mysterious allure with numerous reports of supernatural phenomena each year. There are so many accounts that there has to be something going on. Former and current crew members, along with the museum's 310,000 annual visitors, share tales of apparitions, strange noises, lights, mists, and other eerie occurrences. The Lexington Museum on the Bay has earned a reputation as one of the most haunted places in America, with encounters ranging from disembodied voices, screams and cries, to distant gunfire. Some believe these echoes of sailors who met their fate during World War II. In the dead of night, security officers patrolling the USS Lexington's hangar bay have reported an eerie occurrence. Around 3 a.m., they heard unmistakable sounds of running. Intriguingly, when the damage control officer investigated, he found no evidence. However, what he witnessed on the security cameras was truly chilling. Shadow figures darting in the chaos. Venturing to the flight deck, you are met with an expansive panorama of the open sea, the horizon stretching endlessly in every direction. During a storm near the haunted ship's stationed area, an employee recounted an unsettling experience. Amidst the raging storm, he claimed to hear screams echoing through the air. As lightning illuminated the darkened sky, he managed to capture a chilling sight on camera. several phantom-like figures running across the ship's deck, adding an eerie twist to the tumultuous weather. As you descend the steep ladders into the engine room of this immense ship where alleged sightings occur, it's hard not to get chills. The aroma of machine oil and old rusted metal transports you back in time. Reports abound of screams echoing through the metal confines. These chilling cries from both men and women trace back to the tragic day when a Japanese kamikaze plane crashed into the haunted ship, claiming the lives of many of its very own. Tourists have shared tales of encounters with an uniform-clad guide named Charlie, offering informative tours. Charlie guides lost guests back to the deck and gives lectures on turbine operations before disappearing into thin air. The supposed engine room guide doesn't officially exist, but visitors continue to report encounters with this helpful and informative ghost, adding to the mystique of the haunted ship. The old galley of the USS Lexington continues to stir the sense with reports of lingering cooking aromas long after the last meal was prepared. Unexplained crashes and bangs echo through the air, reminiscent of the ship's grappling through rough seas. People report seeing an officer dressed in khakis near the galley. The officer sternly demands the removal of a baseball cap before inexplicably vanishing. The ghostly presence of a chief petty officer lingers forever, haunted by a tragic incident. Dressed in his uniform, he's often spotted scowling at the living, still carrying the weight of his inadvertent encounter with the moving propeller. To commensurate his memory, a mannequin sporting his uniform stands at the spot where he is frequently seen. Witnesses now report seeing him appear beside the mannequin, perpetuating his spectral presence on the ship. If you're interested in hunting for ghosts on a World War II aircraft carrier, tours and overnight stays offer the chance. Please take a moment and give us a like and subscribe. It sure would help us out. If you have any other ideas for topics you would like us to cover, let us know in the comments below. And also let us know if you've toured any ship like this and experienced anything unique.
Behind the walls of the Hotel Galvez lies a fascinating history waiting to be explored. Spanning a grand 9,328 square feet, the Galvez was designed as a lavish palace catering to America's glamorous Roaring Twenties tourists. If you decide to visit, keep your eyes peeled for remnants of bygone grandeur, and perhaps even a few time-worn guests who never checked out. Amid the ravages left behind by the catastrophic hurricane of 1900, the leaders of Galveston made it their mission to revive and transform the storm-shattered island into a world-class destination. Their secret weapon? The long-awaited Grand Galvez Hotel. Finally, on June 10, 1911, the Galvez was created, a soaring architectural collaboration of Spanish, Mediterranean, and Moorish influences. A glittering million-dollar palace intended to mesmerize and seduce turn-of-the-century travelers. Built to dazzle and delight at every corner, the 226 rooms boasted the latest conveniences like electric lighting and luxurious bedding. Once hailed as the jewel of the Southwest Seaside, the imposing stone walls of the Hotel Galvez now harbor dark secrets from a bygone Gilded Age. Back when Galveston was called the Vegas of the South, the hotel's glittering halls welcomed famous guests like Frank Sinatra, Duke Ellington, and Dean Martin, and even had a brief stint as President Roosevelt's White House. Whispers abound of lingering spirits that stalk the hollow halls late at night. It's no secret this seaside landmark is a hive of paranormal activity for those lost souls who never checked out. And if that doesn't raise the hair on your neck, there are rumors the hotel may still stand over a mass grave buried far below the foundations. What unfortunate souls might lie there, restless? The Galvez certainly holds more than its share of secrets, from the spirit realm for those daring enough to delve into the depths. Foremost among these spirits is Galveston's love-lorn lady, the ghostly bride known to emit mournful sobs in the early morning hours as she eternally awaits her groom. Her name whispered in trembling tones, Audra. Legend tells of a radiant young bride-to-be in the 1950s, wild with love, who often lodged in room 501 to gaze upon the sea while awaiting her sailor fiancé's return. But one evening, a terrible storm swallowed his ship whole, and Audra was consumed with grief. They say she climbed the hotel's highest spire to hang herself in sorrow. When at last her groom staggered to Galveston, saved from a watery grave against all odds, his bride had already been laid to rest, her soul now doomed to wander the hotel forevermore. Over the years, the staff have reported strange chills and flickering lights around room 501, doors slamming of their own volition. Maintenance workers have seen a glowing emerald light emanate from within the empty hotel room at night, or spied a lone figure pacing the western turret, when all should be still. Legend tells that poor Audra cannot cross over, her phantom cries echoing, longing for her groom's embrace. So tread lightly, wanderer, when exploring the fifth floor's lonely spaces, lest you encounter Audra's tortured spirit roaming ceaselessly. They say her glow can be glimpsed even now up in the turret, peering over the dark waters where her lover was lost, waiting forevermore for his return. Then there's the anguished sister of charity, condemned to wander the dim corridors for all time, alongside the tiny phantom orphans once tied to her waist who perished in a raging flood, when the hurricane of 1900 unleashed its devastating fury upon Galveston. As the violent tempest raged, the desperate sisters tied ropes around the waists of 90 terrified orphans, binding them to each nun's waist in hopes of anchoring them all. But the winds proved too fierce, dragging Sister Catherine and her innocent wards to a watery doom along the beach. There their bodies were found, the tiny orphans still tethered to Catherine's waist by ropes. Many believe remnants of the mass graves still lie buried beneath the hotel itself. Now Sister Catherine haunts these grounds, unable to loosen herself from the spirits of the orphans bound to her. Guests report sighting a lone nun wandering the corridors with a train of small children behind her on stormy nights. Others speak of tiny handprints appearing on foggy window panes and faint laughter echoing down empty hallways. So, should you hear unexplained giggles or spy unexpected small shadows dancing under the full moon, it may just be the doomed orphans, still tied for all eternity to dear Sister Catherine. Some swear that they hear the faint pitter-patter of tiny phantom feet in the hollow halls of the Hotel Galvez. In the dead of night, guests often report sightings of a lone little girl in antiquated garb spied bouncing a ball near the lobby or gift shop, only to vanish into thin air. Construction workers, too, have been startled by her presence, lurking near dangerous equipment, thinking her a living child before the specter disappears. She is but one of many tragic wraiths said to dart about the hotel grounds, rambunctious spirits bound as well. Visitors recount hearing the shrill laughter of unseen children dashing to and fro, mischievously playing tricks like banging lobby piano keys when not a soul is near. Most believe them victims of storms long past, perhaps some of the orphans that were bound to poor Sister Catherine. Keep watch for these phantom tykes on your next visit, mischievous until the witching hour, when only their lingering giggles echo eerily through the empty halls. For who knows what apparitions one might encounter during an evening stroll on the veranda, or a long cold night lying awake listening to the walls creak in room 501. Though over a century has sailed by since its glittering debut, the Hotel Galvez remains an icon among Galveston's storied seafront.
Now moving on to East Texas, we head to Bragg Road and into the heart of the Big Thicket, where the dense, dark forest conceals secrets that have lingered for centuries. Among the shadows of Hardin County lies Bragg Road, a seemingly innocent stretch by day, but as night falls, it transforms into a realm of supernatural intrigue. Here, the Ghost Road Light, also known as the Big Thicket Light, Saratoga Light, and the Bragg Road Light, materialize its origin shrouded in tales of bygone time. Archer Fullingham, the editor of the Kuntz News, thrust the eerie history of Bragg Road into the spotlight, sparking speculation and intrigue. In the 1960s, front-page stories captivated the readers across Texas and beyond, stirring the imagination of thrill-seekers who flocked to Bragg Road by the hundreds. Mysterious orb of light became a fixture, even earning a spot in National Geographic's 1974 feature on the enigmatic Big Thicket. In 1997, the designation of Ghost Road Scenic Drive Park invited visitors to explore its depths, especially under the veil of moonless autumn nights when the supernatural sightings are deemed the most possible. This spectral illumination has been witnessed by countless along the dirt path. Drivers recount tales of mysterious lights flickering on and off throughout the night, adding an extra layer of intrigue to its haunting phenomenon. The elusive Saratoga light dances and shimmers, a mysterious apparition that approaches, bounces, and undergoes mesmerizing color changes before vanishing into the night. The spectral illumination is part of a series of ghost lights or spook lights, mysterious luminous phenomena that defy explanation and are often enveloped in regional folklore involving ghosts, extraterrestrials, or Native American legends. The term Ghost Road became associated with this phenomenon in the early 1900s. Notably, the lights exhibit heightened activity in the early evening, appearing and disappearing at random, casting an unexpected glow upon the darkness. Bragg Road was originally a 7-mile branch line used to transport oil, logs, and cattle from the Saratoga oil fields. This road has a storied past. The rails, laid in 1901 and removed in 1934, left behind a well-trodden path traversing the heart of the Big Thicket. Now a well-maintained dirt road, it serves as a park managed by Hardin County. This 7.8-mile stretch runs north and south from Farm to Market Road 1293 near the ghost town of Bragg to Farm to Market Road 787 near Saratoga. This isolated road, known for its unpaved, dry, and dusty terrain, stands straight as an arrow, a relic of its former life as a railroad track. The light has sparked various theories over the years with attempts to rationalize its existence, ranging from reflections of car lights heading into Saratoga to patches of low-grade gas or swamp fire, or dismissed as products of overly imaginative minds succumbing to hysteria. One narrative spins a web around the lore of Spanish conquistadors who, drawn by the allure of buried treasure, left behind a mystical light as a silent guardian over their concealed golden hoard. Another tells of Kaiser Burnout. Confederate Captain James Kaiser had an idea to flush Civil War Confederate dissenters out of the forest by setting fire to the area. Kaiser's burnout destroyed over 3,000 acres of forest land, burning with heat so intense that much of the land was permanently destroyed, not allowing vegetation to grow. But he still didn't catch the dissenters called Jayhawkers, who faded further into the woods to wait for the war to end. The event shrouded in mystery, where a tiny flame persisted in the thicket after all else burned to the ground. In the aftermath of the Confederate soldier actions, the light became a ghostly essence of a man shot during the burnout, forever wandering in search of justice. In the shadows of Bragg Road, the Mexican cemetery harbors a grim secret of exploitation, where the souls of murdered laborers who were hired to lay the tracks illuminate the night. The story is their 4 men killed the men and kept their earnings. But the most haunting tale revolves around a railroad worker, a devoted brakeman, his fate sealed in a train wreck on the Saratoga line. His decapitated body was found, but his head lost to the thicket. He roams ceaselessly, clutching the brakeman's lantern that pierces the darkness. According to local lore, it's his eternal search for the missing head that illuminates the night along Bragg Road, marking it as Texas's most haunted thoroughfare. If you want to see the ghost lights, drive slowly or park about 1 to 2 miles from FM 783 intersection facing it. The lights are more likely to appear in the early evening. The road is wide enough for 2 cars and has some small turnouts. There's not much traffic, but keep an eye out for passing cars, especially in the dark. Remember, the road is dirt and might get muddy after a heavy rain. Whether you believe the idea of a lost soul forever searching with an ancient carbide lamp, or lead towards the notion of the big rig's halogen lights playing tricks down a rural road, driving along Bragg Road is undeniably an eerie thrill. Let us know if you've been brave enough to venture into the deep, dark woods and witness the mesmerizing lights that dance along the ghost road. The answers to what creates the lights may remain elusive, but the excitement of the unknown awaits those who step into the heart of this East Texas haunted legacy. Well, that's it, folks, for some of Texas's spookiest places. Tell us what you think and if you've been to any of these places. We're always interested in your ideas for new videos, so leave us a comment below. As always, we would appreciate a like and subscribe, and we'll see you off the beaten path.